Are you ready to go gray, but you feel like gray hair is going to make you look old? Well, don't worry. You're not alone. That is one of the #1 fears that women have about going gray. The good news is gray hair is just another shade of hair color, and you can look beautiful, fantastic, and vibrant with it, just like you can with any other hair color. But here are 5 tips that will help you especially rock your silver hair and look fantastic and youthful at any age. Hi, I'm Katie Emery, the founder of katiegoesplatinum.com, a website completely devoted to the topic of gray hair. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm super happy to have you here with me today. In case you're wondering why I use air quotes when I say old, it's because I polled my readers a while back on my blog and I asked them what they meant by old. Do they mean 70, 80, 90, 100? What age to them was old? But to my surprise, it turns out old was not a number. Old was a perception of somebody's attractiveness. It turns out by old, they meant dowdy, frumpy, unattractive, letting yourself go, not sexy, uncool. All these really pejorative adjectives that we feel when we're being hard on ourselves about our looks. Now, obviously, all of these negative adjectives can describe somebody of any hair shade, not just gray hair, but this is the perception that women have built up over time about gray hair, mainly because, let's face it, the majority of the people in the world dye their hair, cover their gray roots. Many of them do that for their entire lives, but some people do give up the dye in their very old age. It's only been in the last maybe 10 years that we've seen more younger women of all ages embracing their gray hair. Even though the gray hair movement has really taken off and there are many more women embracing their gray hair, it's still a little bit unusual depending where you live. And so people have inextricably linked gray hair to old age. And it will probably take a while for that association to stop. I started going gray at 15 and I was probably fully gray by 30. And I know many of you have told me the same. Anyone of any age can have gray hair and still look fantastic, youthful, and vital with it. So let's move on to the top 5 tips on how to do that. But before we get started, can you please do me a favor? And if you haven't done so already, would you please hit the like button and the subscribe button? And if you'd like to get notified whenever I have a new video, please hit the little alarm bell. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Just a quick disclaimer, if you hear snoring, that is my elderly pug in the background. Here he is right here. So he's always with me in all my videos, snoring and sleeping away the day. The #1 thing you can do to rock your gray hair is to wear it with confidence. Don't be ashamed of it. That's why you used to dye it. Most of us dyed it because we were ashamed of it. But once you decide that you are ready to go gray, own it. Feel good about it. It's cool, it's wonderful, and you might be surprised by how much you end up loving it. If you have confidence and you flaunt your gray hair or your gray roots and you feel good about your decision to go gray, then when you do get those rude comments, which unfortunately do happen sometimes, it's easier to let them roll off your back because you will feel good about yourself and your choice. Now, maybe you don't feel confident yet in your gray hair. Maybe it's still growing out and it's not at a stage where you really like it yet. You can still fake it till you make it. Look in the mirror every morning and say, I'm going to rock this gray hair. And do it. When your friends and family see that you feel good about going gray, that you're excited to go gray, that you like your gray hair, they will not get on your case as much about it. And if they do, you can always tell them to knock it off. But if you tell people, oh, I just decided to go gray, and you sound kind of unsure, that kind of opens the door for negative feedback. So the confidence, even if you're not quite there yet, will help deflect those kind of comments, and it will also make you feel better about your beautiful, naturally silver hair. Now, the #1 thing you can do to make your gray hair look fantastic is to get a fantastic haircut. In order to do that, you will need a supportive stylist who understands gray hair and who likes it, because the last thing you need is a stylist who hates gray hair and makes you feel bad about it. So find a supportive stylist, one who enjoys gray hair and can give you some good advice. And remember that gray hair is just another shade of hair color. So you do not need to adhere to a certain style or a certain look. The sky is the limit. And I don't care what age you are, you can wear any length of hair from short to long. The main thing is to get regular trims to keep your hair split end free, and also to find a haircut that suits the shape of your face. For me, I prefer to wear my hair parted in the middle, and I get a lot of layers put in. I read somewhere that having layers creates bounce, which creates vitality, which creates a youthful look. Whatever works for you, whatever makes you feel good about your hair is what will make you look and feel youthful and with it. My third tip is to wear complementary clothing colors. In other words, pick out colors that really complement your skin tone and your new hair shade. Many of us have found that once we go gray, the colors that we wore while we were dyeing our hair do not look as good on us now that our hair is gray. Now, they do say that your skin's undertone is the number one thing that will determine what colors look good on you. However, when you dye your hair, you do start to wear colors that really look good with that shade of hair color, and they don't necessarily look good with your natural hair. For example, when I was dyeing my hair, I had very warm brown hair. My natural hair is very dark, almost black underneath and very cold, but my dyed hair was kind of a warmish brown with some red tones. And that color looked great with beiges and light browns. But now that my hair is silver, if I wear beige next to my face, all the color drains out of my face. So the jewel tones that I was told as a young person were complementary to my skin tone and my hair, those look good on me now too. Obviously, all of us are different, so what works on me might not work on you. So the best thing to do is to go to the clothing store and try out different colors. Hold them up to your face to really get an idea of how they go with your hair and with your skin tone. If you love the colors that you used to have and you still want to wear the colors that maybe aren't as vibrant on you, then you can do so. But I'm just saying, if you want to really stun with your gray hair, then every so often try to pick out some colors that really make your hair and your skin pop. Another tip that will help you feel confident and look great in your gray hair is to wear fashionable clothing. Obviously, we don't have to do that all the time. I sit around the house most days in yoga pants. Having gray hair or being over a certain age doesn't mean that you can't dress stylishly if you want to. My friend Sandra Sallin is one of these people. She's in her 80s, and when she walks into a room, she is the first person you turn to look at because she is a knockout. Her sense of style is fantastic, and she is definitely anything but invisible. What's nice is fashionable clothing does not have to be expensive. You can stick to your budget, but just find bold pieces that complement your silver style. The main thing when you're picking out clothing, of course, is to make sure that you pick out clothes that fit your body type, that are comfortable, because you do not want to wear something super uncomfortable, believe me. And you want to pick out clothes that reveal your personality. Now, for those of you in your 20s and 30s, I don't really know what clothing stores to recommend for you, but if you're over 40, and I guess you can be any age for it, but I love Bowden. They have clothes for everybody there in beautiful, bold colors, bold patterns, and they're super flattering. And they are a little on the pricey side, so I try to buy them on sale, and their clothes will last you for years. Other stores that have been recommended to me by other women over 40 and in the silver hair community are Ted Baker, J. Jill, and Ann Taylor and Ann Taylor Loft. They all have high quality clothes that should last for years, so you don't have to feel bad about hurting the environment and you could still look good. Now, if you really want to be careful with the environment and you want to save a little money, ThredUp is a great alternative. You can search by color, which is fantastic, and you can find many different clothes of very different varieties there. It's like an online thrift shop. Tip number 5, update your skincare or makeup routine. Just like with clothing colors, you might find that when you go gray, that your makeup colors that used to suit you no longer complement you. For example, I now realize when I look back at myself, I wore way too much makeup because I felt like as I got older, I had lost a lot of color in my face, and I felt like I was kind of fading into the background. And that what I didn't realize was that dark hair was completely overpowering my complexion. And I think that's why I had to use so much more makeup to make me feel like I was vital. And now that I've gone gray, I discovered that I don't need to wear as much makeup, or at least if I do wear more makeup like I am today, I wear it in lighter shades. I'm going to put a picture up here so you can see what I mean. I'm wearing 4 different shades of lipstick in this collage, and the 2 darker ones are ones that I wore a lot when I had dark hair, and I still like them. But I find now that lighter pinks and nude lipsticks look better on me, which really surprised me because I thought having fair hair that I would really just kind of fade away into the woodwork. But it's not true. The silver hair gives a nice glow to your complexion, and you might find that your makeup needs will change. In order to figure out what colors look good on you, just like with the clothing, I highly recommend that you experiment a little. Just try out a few different new shades of lipstick, try out some different eyeshadows. Now, if you don't wear makeup, that is also not a problem, but skincare is always important. I highly recommend staying hydrated and using a good moisturizer. I know there are a bazillion fancy moisturizers out there with all sorts of new technology. My preferred moisturizer is just simply unscented Lubriderm lotion. I'm very liberal with it, put it all over my face in the morning and at night, and that's really all I use for the most part. One thing you definitely want to be aware of is your eyebrows. I'll be doing a whole video about that soon, but in the meantime, let me just tell you that most people recommend that your eyebrows should be about 2 shades darker than your hair. I use the I Embrace eyebrow pencils and powders. They are, to me, the best ones on the market for gray hair because they come in a variety of shades and they range from warm to cool, and I just love them. They are fantastic and they're affordable. I will put a link to them in the show notes below. I highly recommend you pop over to my other 2 videos about choosing clothing colors to wear with your gray hair. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of my tips today. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video. Thanks so much.